Hey guys, this is Josh Peak, and I got Sean Bateman with me. We are with OKUSA, and we're going to talk about some of the updates for the state tournament that's coming up. There were some questions, and if you're watching this is on Facebook Live, YouTube, as well as on Twitter. So we're streaming live on different social media channels. But Sean, I'm glad you came on. There were some questions that some people had, and so I think it'd be good to address them on here. That way we can reach more people. And if you're watching this, make sure you share this and tag some people that need to see this as well. So, anyways, I think the first point that we were going to talk about is based on this, is the weight insurance that's available. Is that probably where we want to start, or?
Yes. First, thanks for having us on here again, Josh. You do an awesome job with this. But yeah, the weight insurance, we had just some clarification on that. And what that is for is if your child doesn't make weight, if you pay that fee prior to, this is before, you have to get the weight insurance before, then you can move up. You cannot go down a weight. And it's to keep people from positioning, trying to, put their kid after they see the wrestler list in a bracket that they feel they'd be, better suited to win or place or whatever. So There is no bumping unless you pay for that. And you can only bump up. And it's just to move up, not down. So another thing, kind of along those same lines, there's not going to be any late entries. We can't take late entries this year. That'll give us just enough time to get the wrestler list out before our seeding meeting on Sunday. So the deadline is Friday at midnight.
Cool.
And it will not be extended. I know we extend a lot of our weekly tournaments and have extended state in the past, but we don't have a timeline in between. We've actually moved it back to what we usually extend it to. So usually it's, Wednesday or Thursday of the week. So this time we moved it to Friday, but literally we have to have that wrestler list out on Saturday. Another thing, there is a dual tournament on Sunday during the seeding meeting. So we will, people will be able to zoom into our seeding meeting, or if you have a question or want your child seated, again, they don't seed novice. This is only open. We will need that information emailed to Courtney Slover. Her email's on the flyer. So any seeding information, if you can't be at the seeding meeting, please send us, name, weight, division, and then, if you've got head to head or placement over kids in your bracket, because you'll be able to see that on Saturday.
Cool. And then on coaches passes, it looks like they're going to get one pass per 4 wrestlers, right, up to 5 passes. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes. So what, kind of similar to JOC and Tulsa Nationals and state in the past, if you have 20 wrestlers, you'll get 5 passes. If you need more for some of these larger clubs, or maybe you have more coaches than that for what you're allocated, you will be able to purchase additional passes for $50. You'll have to show a coach's card, that you have a USA coach's card. You can go to the head table either during weigh-ins or sometime during, but that also is your admission. So it's not just, you're paying admission and then you have to pay for a coach's pass on top of that. If you'll do it during weigh-ins, you'll be able to get in, show your card, get a floor pass or a coach's card, if you will. But again, it's $50, and it's that's your admission and on the floor. But we're not going to sell those if you don't have a coach's pass. You can't get one.
Cool. Outstanding wrestler.
Yep, OW for all open divisions, girls and boys, and it's going to be based on most falls in the least amount of time.
Yeah,
so pretty
clear. That'd be for open, right? I'm assuming.
Yes, open, yeah. Not novice. Open boys and open girls.
Okay. And then the beginners protest list, that would be based on, I'm assuming, what they've accomplished, right?
Yes. So we've had some questions on this, and there's we've changed this. Now novice is the first 2 years. That's it, or the medal count. Now, if you started this season as novice, you can still wrestle, like maybe you met the medal count midway through the year. You still are eligible for novice state. So if you started the year eligible for novice, you are eligible to enter novice state if you would like. If you got moved to open midway, through the year.
Yeah. Okay. And now, are they on the same day? Novice and open, are they running at the same time then?
So novice will weigh in on Thursday morning,
Mm-hmm.
and they will wrestle starting at noon on Thursday, I believe. I can pull that up on the flyer, and they'll wrestle probably till about 5 o'clock or so,
Yeah.
and then once we're done with that, then we'll weigh in for open that evening, Thursday evening, and then the next day, novice will come back and finish from 9 to noonish, 8 to noonish, whatever. Depending on the entry numbers, we're going to adjust it a little bit, not much.
Yeah.
We're going to try to stick to this schedule, and then open will wrestle Friday after starting about noon, all the way through Saturday night. So
Okay.
novice will be completed by noon or so on Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And then it says here that, you guys worked with OKWA on their novice state tournament to make it where wrestlers could attend both events.
Yep.
Let's talk about that too.
Yeah. So again, like we talked last time, we've worked with those guys a lot this year and the past year on getting things done. And I like I told you before, I think we're really close. They've got a great group in there that's, we're trying to work together and allow these kids to be able to participate in both events. So if your child wrestles OKUSA novice state, you'll be done on Friday at noon. They are going to honor their weigh-in, and their novice state is the next day on Saturday, to be able to allow these kids. Also, we moved our state tournament forward in the schedule to allow kids to wrestle this weekend at OKUSA state, and then if they want regionals and state for OKWA in the coming weeks. So we were on top of each other. Our state was on their regionals, and we've worked together. And like I said, those guys have been great. I think we're really close. I think the wrestling community wants it. I think we need it. And so I think we're real close if we could just, put all the little things aside and do what's best for the kids. I think we're going to get it done.
Good. Well, yeah, I just put this link up here. Terry Ann put this up to where the track wrestling registration is for this. So it's on the video here, stream live, but you can also go in the comments and click as well. It'll be that link is live. So you'll be able to go do that as well.
One other thing on that, Josh,
yeah.
We will on Thursday evening, after we finish novice, around 5 o'clock or so, depending on our entries, and before our weigh-ins for the open kids. The weigh-ins for open is that evening on Thursday. We are going to have Jeremy Rooks and Chris Bell, I believe, are both going to be there, and we're just going to have a Q&A with coaches and anyone that wants to attend that in between the novice session when it ends and our open weigh-ins. Maybe a 30 to 45 minute, whatever we need to do to address it and where we're at and kind of how things are going and any questions and concerns that the parents have from OKWA or OKUSA. We're there obviously to try to make things better for our kids in wrestling, and those guys have agreed to come and be there and help facilitate that as well. And so anybody that's out there that wants to and has questions of what's going on or has suggestions on some things, that's kind of what we're going to do there and provide that platform so that we can discuss some of those things, answer where we're at and kind of where we see things going.
Now, where will that be held in at what time again?
It'll be, we don't have an exact time because we don't know, but it'll be around 5:30, somewhere in that range before the open weigh-ins start for, let's see, open weigh-ins for girls and boys start at 7 o'clock. So right around 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock is what we're looking at.
Okay, cool. The 1 day pass, $20, 2-day pass is $35. It says all session passes $50.
Right.
And so those is pretty much standard. I mean, what normal thing is. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much as you see it, some people may be there all 3 days. Obviously it makes sense to buy that all 3-day pass if you can.
Okay. It says hotels, get yours booked ASAP. The deadlines are I guess they're on the flyer. So any of this information that we're talking about, we're obviously addressing any questions now, but if you go to the flyer on the Facebook page, it'll go through basically everything. It'll have everything that you need.
Yeah, there's an information page and the flyer itself. Again, we're going to try to stick to that schedule that's posted. Depending on numbers, it may end a little earlier, it may go a little later, but we've last year we were out of our state tournament. I think we were rolled up and out of there by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
9:30. So it went really smooth. Everything went well. So again, we'd like to do that. Last year we got out on Friday evening a little bit earlier, and we're able to, we had a lot of feedback from coaches that really enjoyed not getting out of there at 11 o'clock at night and being able to spend some time with their parents and kids at the hotel and eating dinner. So we try to front load that schedule. And depending on, obviously the number of entries and things like that, and how long we're going to have to be there to get where we need to in the schedule. But we're going to try to get out of there a little bit earlier like we did last year. A lot of positive feedback from families and coaches and wrestlers about, getting out of there at a decent time, 6, 7 o'clock, and then being able to spend a little bit of time before, usually it's late, and we don't get to spend that time that we'd like to.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's always good getting out early. Seating meeting is Sunday at 2 at the Hyatt Place at the Meridian in Oklahoma City.
That's correct. And if you can't be there, obviously we've got a big conference room there to do that. Anyone that wants to attend, mask will be mandatory in there. But if you can't, Courtney will post out a link on Zoom, I believe it is, for anybody that wants to attend. Like I mentioned before, there's a dual tournament up in Ponca. If you want to Zoom in, you can. If you can't do that either and you can't be there, look at the wrestler list on Saturday. We'll post it Saturday morning and look through that. If you've got head-to-heads, or if you feel like your child should be seated, you'll know who all we're going to take as head-to-heads and results from tournaments. So look at that and email us that, and we'll try to do our best to get your kids seated. There is challenge matches, so at the end of the day, you do have the ability to get back to second place, if you will, if it doesn't come out. Sometimes it's tough to seed those because it's hard to know unless the coaches speak up and the parents speak up. It's hard for us. We can't know every weight in every division.
Yeah. Lastly, the USA card, it's got to be registered in Oklahoma.
Right.
So it can't be registered in other states and being able to enter the state tournament. It's got to be in Oklahoma.
Right. Yeah, that was one thing that kind of came up because we've had so much participation this year from kids in Kansas and Arkansas and Missouri and Texas. They're not having state tournaments as right now, or some of them are, I guess. Some of them may not, but a lot of states are shut down, and so we had a lot of interest from kids outside. I was kind of torn on that. I want to see kids get better and wrestle, but this is the Oklahoma State tournament, so obviously that's where it is. So
sure. Well, that's good. And then the deadline is Friday at midnight.
Yes.
Like you were talking about, there's no extensions.
There will not be an extension. So those of us and I've got parents on my team that that try to, hey, are they going to extend it again? And they almost do it every week. We will not extend it. So any late entries, you're out of luck. So please get your entries in.
Well, I see some questions coming through. Courtney's answering some things here as well. So I think that's pretty much it from what the questions that I've seen and that we have a notes. So is there anything else you want to add, or
just just thank everybody for their help this year. We didn't know if we were going to have a season, and here we are a week from our state tournament pretty much. And I appreciate everybody's efforts, from parents, coaches, kids, everybody, for being involved and spreading, the things like this that you do, Josh. I mean, it helps disseminate that information, and people have done a really good job overall. And we've been lucky, and people have worked hard to help our kids have a wrestling season.
It's been nice. It's been nice for Oklahoma to have a season. I mean, we're blessed as a state, and you guys have done a good job. The board, the parents, coaches, everybody's done a really good job. So I look for this to be a great state tournament, and it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Again, thank you. And if you guys have any questions, just shoot Courtney or I a message, or Lynn, and we'll try to get it addressed.
Yeah, and under this video there'll be comments. You can shoot the questions there, or direct message, like Sean said. And make sure you share this. Tag anyone who needs to see this. And all the information is, we have it tagged at the very top of our Facebook page, as as far as our flyer, as our main post there. So go get there to get your questions answered. And then again, you can send things to Sean, Courtney, or Lynn, or so leave a comment on this. So that's all I've got.
Perfect. Josh,
Cool.
Thanks a million.
Thank you. I'll see you.